Hi, welcome. My name is John Scholl. I'm the Superintendent of Chino Valley Schools. Some important information that I wanted to share with you. First of all, the governing board, our school board, approved us to go into what's called hybrid instruction starting on September 8th. And hybrid instruction is where half the kids come to school on Monday and Wednesday, and half the kids come to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we are also going to offer online instruction, or the at-home learning, for those that just want to keep their kids home for a little while longer until they feel it's more safe. And a survey went out this week or last week asking you to respond and pick a choice. And there'll be information going out hopefully over the weekend on which days your child will be going to school. The reason for hybrid instruction is right now the state has identified us, or Yavapai County, in what's called a moderate risk range for COVID-19. By doing a hybrid instruction model, we can require or actually ask kids to follow social distancing guidelines. We'll have less than half the kids in the classroom. Kids can spread out. We also are requiring masks. We'll be taking temperatures of students as they arrive to school. We want our kids in class, but we also want them to be in class safely. So we have these safety protocols identified. We are excited to see kids in school. We have started already with some kids, our special needs kids, on campuses, and we are excited to see them. We're excited to have our kids, the rest of our kids, starting on September 8th. So there's been some questions about actually face coverings. I want to use the term face coverings. So face coverings include the traditional cloth masks or the paper surgical masks. They also can include the gaiters that you have around your neck and you hold up. Bandanas are okay. And then also we are allowing face shields. And all of these are required by an executive order that Governor Ducey issued in July. And that included face coverings, face masks, along with face shields were allowed. So we are asking that parents provide those. That's part of the dress code. We're considering it part of the dress code. So a child will have to come to school with one of those items. If a family feels that is not, that they don't choose not to have their child wear a face covering, they are welcome to keep their child at the at-home learning. The exceptions to this are for those that can provide a medical note saying that for whatever reason their child cannot wear a face covering. The note should also say that they cannot wear a face shield, because that is an option. So we hope that none of us want to wear face coverings, but due to the executive order, we are required to wear those. Now, some families may choose to continue with at-home learning, and things should not change a whole lot. There is a possibility of a schedule change where a teacher may change, or a time of day that the teacher is online may change. But for the most part, things may continue with the at-home learning for those that are doing Google Classroom. There is going to be a significant change for those doing what's called the asynchronous learning, or for those that are using the desktop units that we issued and that thumb drives and packets are being delivered. Because of the number of students that we have on the asynchronous units, along with the additional work that it is almost impossible to do the hybrid at home and the asynchronous. So we are actually discontinuing the asynchronous instruction, but those families have the option of sending their kids to school during the hybrid instruction. And in many cases, those kids that come to hybrid and they don't have access to the internet, will get a packet to take home of work that they can do in their off day. So that would be the largest change that will happen with the hybrid instruction taking place, is that we will no longer be offering the asynchronous learning. During this whole time, one of our goals has been to provide the nutrition available, the school lunches available for families. And with the strictly at-home learning, we provided several ways for a family to get meals, and we were able to offer 8 meals at a time. And that included the bus routes and the pickup at the schools, and for the asynchronous learners, we did meal delivery. And so with the hybrid instruction, it's going to change a little bit. So kids are actually going to be able to get meals at school when they're at school, and when they leave school, they will get a meal as they leave, and then for the next day. And so that is going to be available. That'll be a little bit easier. For those that stay home, we will still be offering, at least in the short term, bus stops along with the grab and goes at the schools. But it is our goal to provide everyone that wants a meal gets a meal. That is our goal. That'll continue to be our goal. And we are hoping actually that the U.S. Department of Agriculture, there is a possibility of changing up some things, providing more flexibility. We're hoping that is the case. That happened last spring, and we're hoping it happens again so that we can feed even more of our community members. So we are taking several precautions in the school district to make sure your students are safe. That includes taking temperatures when they arrive, requiring face coverings, asking students and staff to remain socially distant at 6 feet or greater. There's some things that you can actually do at home to help as well. One of the key things is if your child has a fever, do not send them to school. If you have a thermometer at home, take your child's temperature before they come in. If your child comes to school with a fever, they have to be out a minimum of 2 days. That's 24 hours after the fever is gone without medication is when they're allowed back in school. And that means they're out the day they come to school with a fever and at least one more day. So we really ask that you do that. Some other symptoms to look at are coughs, diarrhea. If your child is just generally sick, don't send them to school, because that's going to be better for your child, and it's going to be better for everyone that your child would come into contact with. And we would end up calling you and having you come and pick up your child, and I don't think you want that to happen either. So if your child is sick, please keep them at home. I want to thank families and thank the kids for being flexible. We are in some strange times right now, very unique, and overwhelmingly, our families have been supportive, and our families have been flexible and understanding in what's going on. And so I truly appreciate that. As well, I want to thank our teachers and other staff members. Again, the times have required everyone to be flexible. Our staff and teachers have stepped up, and I think that the community recognizes that as well. And we've got a lot of good feedback saying that. But everyone has done their part in making this a very successful learning opportunity during these very weird times, or very strange times, and unique times. And so thank you to the families, thank you to the kids, and thank you to the teachers and staff. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you listening to me. Things are changing quite frequently. A lot of information coming out. Some ways to get that information is follow us on Facebook, which is at Chino Valley Schools, Arizona. Also, you can visit our website, www.chinovalleyschools, that's plural, chinovalleyschools.com. Those are probably the 2 best ways to get information. If you have questions, please call your school, and that would be the best way to get those questions answered, or you can email the principal of your school, because a lot of information may be school specific. So again, thank you for your time, and I will keep you updated as best I can. Thank you.